On this episode of Eat, Sleep, Explore, we go on a trip to buy an adventure van, drive it into the mountains, eat some crappy food, cross a frozen waterfall, and hike up to a 12,000-foot lake in the Rocky Mountains. Hey there, my name is Kurt and I just bought a van. More specifically, a converted 2020 Sprinter van. As you can kind of see here, I will get into more details as the episode goes on, but the premise for this whole episode is I flew from California to Colorado to buy this van, and now I'm gonna drive it home. I have about 4 days to do so, and I'm gonna hit some places in Colorado, I'm gonna hit some places in Utah. We're just gonna go on sort of a on and off-road adventure in my adventure van. But I will give you a brief look at this thing. Let me make sure I unlock it so it doesn't freak out when I try and open the door. But right now I'm currently at the previous owner's place. I got here late last night to buy this thing, and I didn't want to leave late in the night, so they were nice enough to let me camp out in their driveway. Let's get going.
Head east on West 68th Avenue toward Sims Street, then turn right onto Sims Street.
Conditions were pretty good when I started my journey, but as is tradition with the Rocky Mountains, that changed quickly. And wouldn't you know it, just as quickly as it started snowing, it stopped. I'm always amazed at the different types of terrain Colorado has to offer in such a relatively small space. One second you're in the mountains, and the next you're on some flat, straight road in the plains. But as I was getting closer to the town of Ouray, near Silverton, I started to get pretty hungry. So I knew it was time to stop soon for lunch. It's time for a little late lunch. Sort of drove all day. It took me a lot longer to get here than I expected. But I'm gonna make a sandwich. Well, that didn't come out evenly. After I finished my lunch with a view, I realized it was too late in the day to start my hike up to Ice Lakes. Since it was mid-November, the sun was going to set well before I made it even halfway. So I killed some time driving around Silverton and checking out various views. And then stopped for a few beers at Colorado Boy Pub in Ouray. And before the sun fully set, I headed back out to find my overnight camp spot for the night.
Turn right onto County Road 14 Dexter Creek Road. Continue on County Road 14 for 1.5 miles.
All right, this is gonna be the spot. There were some spots further down that way I showed you guys that were like at a pretty off-roady trail, but this spot is by this creek, which is kind of cool. and it's pretty flat, so I can't complain too much about that. And there's absolutely no one here, so we'll take that as a good sign. Shitty food porn. All right, dinner time. Please make fun of me in the comments for my horrible cooking and horrible food. I have a million excuses. I wasn't really prepared. I'll do better next time. I probably won't. I watch a lot of YouTubers that do the van life thing, and they cook these like amazing meals. Maybe one day I'll be able to do that, but I'm super tired today. I don't really know why, because I didn't do anything other than drive, film. It took way longer to get here than I thought. Ran out of daylight, so I couldn't do Ice Lake today, but my goal is to eat this, go to bed early, and then wake up early and then do it tomorrow. I'll catch you guys in the morning after some sleep. You know, say what you want. It ain't bad. Good morning. Day 2.
Continue on Forest Road 585 for 4 miles.
Now we're supposed to be going up this trail to the right to get to the trailhead. Hopefully it's open. Looks a little bit dicey. 4x4 recommended. Well, good thing we're in a 4x4. I don't know if you guys can see in the video, but this is like, no one has gone over this snow. There were tire marks coming up to that last spot that I got to, and then they stopped. So we are going where no one has been in a while. I'm in low range. I just don't know if it's icy under this snow or what. 4-wheel drive and KO2's doing work. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Well, I kind of got to cross this, and it's going to be mildly sketchy.
Like, pretty big consequences there if you fall. But we're good. We're good. Whew. I don't know what elevation I'm at, but it can't be low. But I've been in Colorado for like 48 hours. Is that right? Yeah, 48 hours. So I think that's a decent amount of time for acclimatization. I'm feeling pretty good today. That night's sleep that I had, like I got like 9 hours of sleep. I really needed it, and I feel great. But wow, look at this view. That down there is Lower Ice Basin, which I think is maybe halfway till we get to Ice Lake. We're heading that way to the right. And I have slight fear that we'll have to climb that massive ridge line, which goes up there. Getting a little chilly now that I'm not climbing anymore. I'm not burning as many calories, my body's not as warm. The old gloves on, probably leave this partially unzipped, and maybe a handful of peanuts while I'm at it. So on the map, the trail ends right here, but Ice Lake is this way. There's some footprints that go this way, and I'm assuming they go up this like ridge over here, which looks sketch. I'm just like really bummed I didn't bring like an ice axe or micro spikes at the minimum, just because some of those parts look really snowed over. We'll see when we get here. We got this far. Let's keep going. Woo! Fuck me, that was sketchy. That's where I came from. This is where I'm going, I think. There's just like the faintest tracks over here. Somebody probably did this in the past week or so, but there's fresh snow over it, so I can barely make out the tracks. Chugging along, altitude is definitely getting to me now. Fortunately, I'm not rocking a headache yet, but I'm at a slow pace. I think we're about to catch eyes on Ice Lakes, and we're in this like valley slash bowl. I'm super excited. Holy cow. Wow. Oh man. Made it. Yeah, doggy. Oh, that was the hardest part. Just you see postal in every step. This is ridiculous up here. Just 360-degree views. Wow. And my treat for all that hard work is one Gala apple. Worth it. I got super cold sitting there and the wind really picked up, but it's time to head back. I'm gonna log in on my GPS this time. I didn't log in on the way there, so we'll see how far it was and how much elevation, and realistically I'm not gonna do too much filming on the way back. Wish me luck. What a beautiful sight to behold. Ye old sprinter. That was a awesome little hike. It ended up being just about 6.5 miles, which is a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was supposed to be 8 miles. So apparently I did this from the wrong direction or something like that. I'm not really sure, but it's a pretty rad hike. I'll put the map that I used, or at least like my GPS stuff. I'll show you guys that now. That's going to be it for the first episode. And if you've watched this far, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you enjoyed it, because I'm going to be making more content, definitely encourage you to do that. This is just the start of my first van trip, and I'm going to be continuing on, but even though ending the episode here. So next episode, we're going to be going to Moab and Arches National Forest, or not National Forest, Arches National Park. And it's going to be a completely different landscape. Obviously, like, it couldn't be any more different than snowy Colorado. Like, it's going to be desert. So that should be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all those things that YouTubers say. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Oh, camera, can't forget you.